Hi Kipsters! So I'm going to be walking you through a new checklist to check off if you have the correct source and that it is reliable. So you're going to be working through a bunch of evidence cards for the rest of this lesson, and I want to make sure that you feel prepared, that you know how to identify a reliable source, okay? So this checklist over here is going to walk you through every single step. If your source checks off yes on every step, then you are good to go and it is a reliable source. If it does not, then I'm going to probably say that it would not be reliable. But we're going to go through an example. So the first evidence card that you are going to look at today is going to be evidence card A, Long Island, USA. It's going to give you the source, and then it's going to give you the data. So this is the front side of the evidence card, and this is the back side of the evidence card. I'm going to look over here at my checklist, which is going to be provided to you in each section. And I am looking at CARs: credibility, accuracy, reasonable, and support. If you select yes for all rows, then your source is reliable. So let's work through each of these using our evidence card A. Credibility. Who wrote the information? Are they a professional in the science field? Okay, so the first thing I want to know is who wrote this. And when I go to my evidence card, it says the National Weather Service, a government agency. I know that a government agency is reliable and they're professional. And since it says the National Weather Service, I know that that is in the science field. So from the take of my source, I know that who wrote this? The National Weather Service, a government agency. Are they a professional in the science field? Yes, they are. So I'm going to go ahead and circle yes. And now I know that we right now have 1 out of 4 for that they are reliable. So once I have looked at credibility, I'm going to move on to accuracy. Is the information current, complete, and correct? Okay. So then I'm going to look down at the back of my card, which is going to give me the data. On August 13th, 2014, a summer storm dumped record-breaking amounts of rain on New York, flooding the streets and leaving many people stranded and in need of rescue. Below is weather data for this storm on August 13th, 2014. So while 2014 might seem like it happened a while ago, that actually still is going to be current data for the weather because we track weather over many years. So 2014 is good to go for current. Is it complete? My entire table is filled out. They give me an explanation. They give me an image. That looks fully complete to me for a scientific data argument. And is it correct? Okay, so we know now that our source is reliable based on the credibility. So I am going to assume that this is correct data and wasn't just made up because it was published on a government agency website. So yes, accuracy is good for this evidence card. We are now going to go to reasonable. Is the source truthful and in the middle, not only arguing one side? So what I mean by that is this source unbiased? Meaning you're not just arguing one side or the other, but you're in the middle and you are looking at the entire story, okay? So it looks like from here, they take 2 separate dates and then they have high temperature, humidity, maximum wind, and total rainfall. To me, that looks like they are looking at every possibility for why the storm may have caused flooding, and that they are looking at the whole story, not just the rainfall, not just the speed, but they're taking in all accounts of what could have happened. So this would be reasonable. Support. Does the source use data or information collected by scientists? So as we talked about, the source that we have here is National Weather Service, a government agency, okay? And we know that a government agency, the National Weather Service, is going to be information from scientists. So we know that the data collected here, which they have collected data, is trustworthy. And so that, again, will be a yes. If you selected yes for all rows, then your source is reliable. So now I know that card A, Long Island, USA, the source is National Weather Service, a government agency, is indeed going to be reliable. And then I'm going to work through every single evidence card in this way so that I make sure that I'm answering the questions correctly.